Here for the daily walk. Their sweet cheeks. Beautiful. Look at that. Like, it's winter still. Today's quick topic, I wanted to answer a question that I learned later on in life when my kids were actually adults now, is how to give advice to your adult kids. Like, man, I think it's tough. It's tough because we always want to keep them from getting hurt. We want to pour on all our wisdom, but they got to gain their own wisdom. You know, you don't just give away the wisdom. Wisdom only comes when you're ready. Wisdom is the teacher. And I think it's one of those, the teacher will show up when the student is ready. Because, man, there's stuff that I just recently learned that creation wanted me to learn a long time ago. But I was still I wasn't ready. It wasn't my time yet. So I wouldn't learn the lesson. So the adversity, similar, would continue to happen over and over and over and over. Till eventually I was ready to learn the lesson. Then I got the wisdom. I was like, oh my gosh. Knowing how this works now, knowing that the big issue was having a victim mindset, is why a lot of these lessons weren't learned, because I didn't understand that life was happening for me, not to me. And I'd sit there and just whine and complain. I would never learn. So staying on topic, having your adult kids learn their own lesson. But when do you give your advice? It's so easy to want to just pour it on. And this is with anybody. This is with anybody. Like, come on. So in the past, I would always, staying on topic here, I gotta make sure I stay on topic, because I could easily veer off into something else. In the past, I would always just pour it on. Anytime I would see something, I was like, oh, you should do this. Anytime there was any kind of challenge that they would have, or a choice that they needed to make, oh my goodness, I would pour it on. I was like, oh, you need to do this. This is the way to do it. This is what you had to do. It's like, wait a minute. I'm not even winning. What am I doing giving advice? It goes back to that whole same line. If I listen to you, am I going to be like you? I wasn't in a position where I was making like hella progress every day, every week, measurable results, measurable progress. I wasn't. So it's like, what are you doing giving advice? If anything, you're going to help them be a loser like you. This is me now realizing and understanding how these laws work and how the world works. Like, wait, no, what am I doing? Now, though, I put myself in a winning position. Now I'm making progress. Now I conscious guided life. Now I make sure that my attitude is at 100 all day long. Been doing this for a few months now. Now I see results. Now I know which direction I'm going, because I'm being responsible with my attitude and keeping it high at all times. So if you thought I wanted to give advice before, you should see what I feel like doing now. I mean, if my kids have any issues, I just want to I want to pour it on. It's like, oh, you should do this. This is the way you do it. This is an opportunity to learn. Don't let this pass by. This hasn't happened for you. It doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. It's, oh man, I just want to give it all away. And it's tough. It's tough because I have to hold myself back, because I realize that the best way to give your adult kids advice is only if they ask. If they don't ask, they don't want it. And it's just going to create tension, because they're probably not going to listen. And two, if they do listen and do what they're supposed to do, it's not going to be organic. It's not them learning the lesson that they were supposed to learn by making the wrong choice, or the choice that they chose. And it's not so much wrong, it's actually what was needed to happen. But I would get in the way. I'd keep them from learning the lesson of that issue. So they'd have a problem. I'd come in and say, oh, this is how you solve it. And they'd solve it. And then God would be like, oh my God, you just kept them from a lesson I needed them to learn. Great. You times that by 10, 15, 20 lessons, like bro, they're like 5-6 years older and they still haven't been able to mature because you haven't let them feel the pain of this issue that I'm trying to make them feel. Because you keep on getting in the way. Are you living your life or are you living their life? And that's all that I learned when I realized that I just need to get out of the way. I got my own life to handle. I got my own life, my own adversities to deal with, my own energy, my attitude to keep high and make sure that I'm not being a self-victimizing person. I gotta stay on point. So what, you don't give your kids advice? If they ask. If they don't, I ask the question. What are you gonna do? I've even tried to get sneaky and say, you want my advice? That's not the way to go. What are they gonna say? No? So either they won't listen to you and then you'll bust the I told you, why didn't you do it? And or you get they get whiny, victimizing and baby-like. Like, I should have listened and that whole thing. And then you feel bad. It's like, oh, you poor thing. Yes, you should have. It's okay. And that's not the way it works. We keep on letting them be babies. Don't let them grow up. They need to get weathered. They have an issue. What are you going to do? Well, I'm going to do this, and this. And you'll cringe. Because you already learned the lesson. In your life. In your movie. Good job. You're thinking, damn. That's going to sting. That ain't going to work. That's a stupid decision. What do we usually do? I know I do it all the time. Get in the way. And say, no, so you want to do this, and this. Oh, cool, thanks. And you think you're doing good. And you kept them from scraping their knees. How are they going to learn to be careful if you don't let them fall and feel the sting of scraping your knee, getting the scab, getting the scar? The itchies, the stingies, the pain, the putting the antibacterial spray on there and crying and hurt. Yeah, that right there. That's full of, you should be careful. You should look out for rocks when you're on that skateboard or on those skates. Toughen up. Helps them get weathered, helps them create a callus, helps them understand. And during this whole time, you remind them, life happens for you, not to you. Don't make yourself a victim. Toughen up. This is happening for you. What'd you learn? Oh, I should have done this. Very good. There's the lesson. There's the lesson. Because see, the thing about it is that we could give a solution, but it doesn't come with the lesson. That's why we should let them deal with the issue on their own, make the decision. And I don't even call it a bad decision or a good decision. It's their decision. And that's the best one. But it's wrong, and then they're going to get hurt, and then is it your life or theirs? You got yours all dialed in already? You got yours all perfect? You don't have no issues to handle? Yeah, but they're my kids and I need to help them. Be a good example. Make yourself available. Are you approachable? Or are you sitting there all mad and upset and ready to give them guilt? Or you're just taking notes to help them, maybe they do need a little help later to play the movie. Like, oh, remember this happened to you before? Remember that one time with the bike? Yeah, you fell again. I wonder why. You ever thought about why? Well, 'cause I'm always going fast and it's always slippery right there. Well, what are you gonna do? Maybe it'll take 2-3 times. But they'll learn it. They'll learn it the organic way. They'll learn it the exact way. Which lessons did we learn more? Which lessons did we learn harder? The ones that stung? Or the ones that didn't sting, that didn't hurt? They're not lessons. They humble us. They punk us. They teach us what we're supposed to learn. Damn, I shouldn't have done that. Ah, dang. And then if we have the right instructions on how this planet works and we realize that life happens for us, not to us, we don't become the victim. We don't try to distract ourselves from the regret. No, fuck no. Feel the regret. Yeah, you messed up. But don't let it consume you. I regret it? Yeah. Well, that's a punishment from your conscience. Your conscience has been telling you, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. You did it anyways. You suffered the consequence. Now you learn the lesson. You can gather the wisdom or ignore it, and it'll happen again. How do you not pick up the wisdom? How do you ignore it? Oh, I'm gonna do this so I can just forget about it. Oh, let's go watch TV. Let's go watch this. Let's go watch this game. This would be 3 hours of entertainment. Let's go get on the internet. Let's go eat. Comfort food, comfort drink, comfort smoke. I just need to distract myself. It's like, this makes me feel so bad. I don't want to feel like this. I'm gonna go out with friends. I'm gonna go out. Like, no, none of that. You feel regret? Yes, good. Let it stay. Don't try to mask it. Don't try to forget about it. No. But once you're like, okay, yeah, admit it. Go heads up with it. Like a man's supposed to. Yeah, I fucked up. No, there's no sugarcoating it. I messed up. Thank you, God, for the lesson. What's there to learn here? Because life happens for me, not to me. Automatically, your conscience will send you the lesson. You will get the report. And be like, oh, that's what I was supposed to learn. Okay, I shouldn't have done you. I knew I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyways. That's me ignoring my conscience. Fuck. Now I feel like crap. That's regret. Okay, I take it. I'll take it. Lesson learned for sure. I'll take the regret, the punishment. You can't hide from regret. You could ignore it, but then that's dumb because you're not learning the lesson. Then what? Then you open the veil. Then you go up to the next level. Then you know that you shouldn't be riding your bike so fast on that slippery corner. Go slow. But my bike is ruined. Yep. Part of the punishment. What are you going to do? Well, aren't you going to buy me a new bike? I said, I bought you that one. Well, could you buy me another one? Maybe. When's your birthday? Or wait till Christmas? Or maybe you should work a little harder and save up some money so you can buy your next bike. Well, what am I going to do until then? Oh, I don't know. Walk. You should wake up earlier. You're going to need more time to walk. Look out for that corner. Slippery. Once we get out of the way, we let God, we let the universe, whatever, source of creation. Hey, no snacks on the ground, Missy. Do its thing. And we let the youngsters learn the lessons exactly the way we learned those ones, where someone wasn't there to keep us from learning the lesson. Later on, maybe when we became adults, I know it happened to me, I would ignore my conscience. I didn't know there was a conscience to listen to. I didn't know. I was the ultimate victim mindset. Everything happened to me. Nothing works. Dang, anything I try. Once my ass stopped being a victim and started getting some discipline and confidence and said, no, all these, thank you. I look, every time adversity happens to me, issues, challenges, I just say, thank you. Let's go. What's there to learn here? Dang, this one stung. This is a good one. The bigger the issue, the bigger the lesson, the bigger the wisdom. Let's go. Now I got to top it. And it stings. It hurts. Like, I'm not saying it's, doing that keeps it from hurting. I don't know. Hurts more. Damn, this is messed up. Thank you. Thank you, God. I know I'm going to get through this. I know I'm going to learn what I need to learn. I'll be able to inspire and teach it for whoever asks. Because I got the receipts. I'm going to give you a suggestion if you ask. And guess what? I'm going to know it because I went through it. I went through it like a champ. I went through it like a man, like a winner. I didn't run away from it. I didn't hit any distractions. I didn't become a whiny baby. I didn't become the victim. I said, bring it. What? And I'm not going to complain. It all happened because of me. It's my fault, 1000%. What? And it's not fake. It comes from the heart. It's true. That's the way it works. That's the way I know that if I lean into that, I'm going to gain everything possible that there is to gain. If we carry ourselves like that to be the example, guess what's going to happen eventually to our adult kids as they continue to become seasoned adults? They're going to see, damn, my folks are beasts. They're never the victim. They always go straight into the issue. In just regular conversation, they share what they learn. They're always learning stuff. They're always so wise. And why does everything seem to be going in their favor all the time? They're never complaining. When they do ask, they're going to know that they're asking someone credible. Someone that has receipts. Someone that has proof that they're beasted up. That they know what they're doing. And then that magical day will come because they'll see that you are beasted up, that you are a boss, that you do handle business, that you're not self-victimizing, that you don't whine and complain, that you actually know that life is happening for you. You start showing you have a hell of amount of discipline and confidence. They are going to hit you up. I got this issue, this is happening, this is messed up, this is going south, this is going here. What would you do? Bam! You asked. Here you go. Bonus to that. If they don't do it, you don't say a word. Because that's adversity. That's your challenge. That's your challenge. Say, man, why isn't he listening? This always happens to me. He always asks, she always asks, and she never does it. They're so ungrateful. They don't listen. They don't pay attention. See, that's victim mindset. Hell no. If they don't do it, that's fine. They just asked for the advice. They didn't ask me to hold them accountable. They didn't ask me to check on them. Now, if they want to get coached and guided by me, that's a different story. I'll send you an invoice. But if they just want the advice, there's the advice. Do with it what you want. It's free. I'll send you a link to my YouTube video. I answered it there. And then there you go. But they take the advice. It's planted in their head. Now, if they don't do it, they still have to learn the lesson. And you continue to not get in the way. And let that lesson repeat itself. That's the whole, popular. Why does this keep on happening to me? Oh man, I would say that so much. Well, that's because you haven't learned the lesson. You want it to stop happening to you. Learn the lesson. Don't be a victim. Know that it's happening for you, not to you. You'll move on to the next level. But creation wants you to learn this lesson. It's totally needed to get you to get the things that you want closer. You're supposed to have everything you want, but you got to learn these lessons in order to have these things come to you. We don't chase, we attract by learning the lessons and teaching others what we learn. Those lessons are designed to help you live your purpose. But if you're not living if you're not living your life on purpose, then these things are just happening to you as like clues and hopefully inspiration to finally learn and understand that, oh shit, I'm supposed to be living a conscious, guided life, living on purpose to become the version of me that I would respect and admire so I could help others do the same. The point I'm trying to make there was, if you learn the lesson, guess what you could do? Help somebody else. Help them start living on purpose. Help them not take as long as you did to learn the lesson, which is what I do here with these videos. I just share what happened to me in hopes that it'll help you in whatever chapter you are in your life. I don't even want to say age. It doesn't matter. Just chapter that you're in. That's the whole point. So you do that with your kids. If they don't listen, if they don't apply what you told them, that's fine. That's what's supposed to happen. Because guess what's going to happen? The lesson's going to show up again. They're going to feel it. They can make a choice. And then they'll be even embarrassed to ask. They're not going to say, They're not gonna come over and say, can you help me with this? They're gonna know already. It's like, this happened again. Like, yeah, it did. And hopefully that come around, they'll be like, okay, I'm gonna do it like this, that's not gonna happen no more. Remember, not only do they have the lesson in their head now, but they're also a little bit more mature, a little bit more weathered. And the fact that you didn't solve it for them last time, you can only get kicked in the shin in the same spot, doing the same thing so many times before you get fed up. Maturity will eventually has to kick in and be like, wow, I'm done with this. That's what you want. That's what you want to happen. But that's also the frustration of a parent. That's also the feeling that low level. Frustration is a low attitude. Don't feel frustrated. You're not helping the youngster out. That's your responsibility as the older adult, as a wise owl, to not feel frustrated. You want to feel frustrated? Go hit some burpees. Go hit some push-ups. Go raise your attitude. I'm so frustrated because they don't listen. That's just an indication that your ass needs to elevate your attitude. Go do some push-ups. Go do some burpees so you can stop feeling frustrated and let creation do his job. Let him build a relationship. Let your kid build a relationship with creation. Let him know that it understands. And you strengthen yours because you already know how this program works. It's not your job to feel frustrated. You think, oh, he's making me feel frustrated. No, that's just an indication. It's a check engine light. It's a check attitude light. That says, oh, you're feeling irritated. You're feeling frustrated. It's getting on your nerves. What do you want? Somebody to come save you? You want a cookie? Want some feel-good food? No. Be responsible. Build some discipline. Hit the floor. Get some push-ups in. Get some burpees. Raise your attitude. Bonus, you'll gain some confidence. Then you won't be getting in the way with your poor attitude, as God is trying to teach your adult kid the lesson. So remember, if it worked for me, it'll probably work for you too, because it worked for the person who taught it to me. If they don't ask, don't give it. Work on being the example. You are fully responsible for yourself. You're not out here to change people, especially adults. They need to learn how to navigate their life just like you have done your part to learn to navigate yours. It's simple, but it's not easy, especially when you want to do the work, because it's the uphill road. You mean let my kids suffer? That's a toughie. I know it is. But how did you learn the lessons? When you went through the tough moments and didn't self-victimize. That's how you learn, through the toughness. Discomfort causes growth. When you're not discomfort, when we keep on keeping our kids from feeling discomfort, they never learn, they never grow. You keep them in a bubble. Then what? Then they start becoming useless. They're not weathered, they're not seasoned. They don't know how life is. Then when you're gone, or they eventually are embarrassed enough to just get away a bit, or you're not around, then they're totally confused and lost. Then what? More pleasure chasing. Because now you're not around to make things all right. So let's go see the doctor and see what they could do to keep me from feeling sad all the time. Or anxious, or this. They never learn what they're really supposed to learn. So let's stop let's stop that cycle. Stop that cycle and just keep it real simple. Best way to teach your kids, give your kids advice, wait till they ask. All right, I'm out. I'll touch you guys in the next one. Oh, in the comments, let me know where you're from. If you got to the end of the video, you hear the request right here. Let me know where you're from. City, state, country, planet. I'll get you guys in the next one.